and this is one of my favorite slides that I have, right? I mean, if you're driving your car and the check engine light comes on, we all know how to fix that. You put a piece of tape over it, right? Huh. But that's what we do with headaches. You're getting a headache every 2 days. Well, take an Aleve, take an Advil. That's the same as, literally, it's the same as putting a piece of electrical tape over your check engine light. What that headache means is, wow, I better get to the bottom of this and see what's causing that before it gets worse. Okay, so 4 major ways to reduce stress and a lot of small things to do. I'm just going to mention a few of them here. 1, I find this to be an amazing graph. It's a little small here, but it's total refined sugar consumption per person per year. Well, if you look at 500 AD, it's as close as you can get to 0. Basically, you had to go everywhere you could to try to find some fruit, which is typically in season for a couple weeks a year, or you were a beekeeper and got honey. And if you notice, up until about 1700 AD, the sugar intake was about the same. In 1994, the average intake was 149.2 pounds. Now, since it was like that in 500 AD, it's probably been that level of sugar consumption as long as humans have been walking on the planet. So all of those years, we developed a system that was designed for less than a pound of sugar a year. So what do you think happens if we put 149.2 pounds of sugar? It's going to create, sure, weight gain, you're going to get fat, you're going to get fatigue, but it's also going to put massive amounts of pressure on your adrenal glands to deal with this stress, because this is a stressor to your body. And that's why type 2 diabetes is a horrible epidemic in America. It's also, by the way, a horrible epidemic in China. I did my diabetes training in China because they are having massive problems, and the reasons are obvious. When you walk through a major city, Shanghai, for example, downtown, every other store is a Starbucks or a KFC. We have taken over their food cravings, or they've taken over ours. Shanghai, the streets are 10 lanes each way. When I was in China in the 1980s, typically a 10-lane street would be an average of 1 lane of cars. Everything else was people bicycling, maybe a few motorcycles. Now it is 10 lanes packed of cars. So pollution, no exercise, poor diet, and they have become Americanized and now have massive diabetes rates. A couple other things. Women who regularly engaged in moderate activities. This isn't like going out and running a 5K. This was the realm of 20 minutes of walking a day, had a 41% lower death rate. That's pretty good return on your investment. Men, this 7-year study, 20 minutes a day on average of exercise, again, not intense exercise, just moving your body. Weightlifting actually was very superior, but again, short duration weightlifting, only a couple times a week, 37% less likely to die of coronary disease. Now that I'm seeing this slide, I think I may end the presentation and go work out for a while. But it's really that dramatic, right? We tend to overlook it. So, in order to heal, your body needs a constant flow of blood and nutrients. Constant. And I've got films that I could show you of people that are under physical stress or under stress from being around a lot of electromagnetic flow, a lot of cell phones, computers, etc. And you can actually see their blood being hypercoagulable. And so it looks as, because there is a $25 million machine at an institute in Berlin where it seems like you're inside the blood vessel. It's that clear. And when people are in that stressed state, their bloodstream looks like rush hour on the LA freeway. The traffic isn't moving. You get to the little off-ramps going into the smaller blood vessels, there'll be a 6-car pileup, and literally no blood is getting into those small vessels. So if it's not getting into the small vessels, those cells are not being supplied with nutrients, and the toxic elements are not being taken away. So it's the worst of all possible things. And then there are a few things you can do. You can do acupuncture, you can do devices to neutralize the electromagnetic waves, and suddenly the blood starts shooting through there, just like the traffic jam has been relieved. Okay,